to the candy shop.
I taste just like candy.
What's up, Facebook people? Okay.
Hello.
Hi. Music. You made me want to say hi. It's Candace and Toby. It's Ask for Candy. You know that we're starting at 8:03 is usually when we start with Armed Radio Global. We came in a little bit early because we're trying to figure out how we can share this live broadcast in a lot of different places. Tonight is going to be a really fun show because we're doing a whole thing about love and money, which I feel like is controversial, don't you?
Yeah, because people don't like to talk about it. So why don't we talk about it?
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing too. I feel like it's one of those things that, you know, because there's a lot of articles written about it and stuff like that. But I've even found myself, like in relationships that I've been in, I was weird about talking about money. And I don't want to. 30 seconds. Oh, 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, we're going to be with Armed Radio Global, and we'll be able to do the announcement, the big news, the big exciting news. What's going on? Huh? You have a prop?
Yes, I forgot. I'm so excited.
Toby has a prop. All right, we're going to be coming in very soon. I feel like I'm not ready. All of a sudden, I feel nervous. Are you nervous? Don't say it out loud. Pretend that you have it all. Ooh, and I'm so decolletage tonight.
What does that mean?
There's just all this.
Coming in.
All right.
User joined your channel.
And welcome to Ask for Candy, 101 ways to make your love and your life sweeter. I am Candace Harper, lovecoach.com and Armed Radio Global. You guys just came in. Hopefully you're listening on your TuneIn app on a smart device, or maybe you're in the garden on armedradioglobal.com. And we already have all of our Facebook people and whoever else might be, you know, stumbling on in whenever they get home from work or whatever, joining us live. Tonight is going to be a very, very fun night, and it's going to be a conversation. Here's the number if you're listening. It's 1-800-508-5431. And if you are on Facebook, I want you to join the Armed Radio Global Group News or Armed Radio Group News group. And I want you to join the Creative Love Collective because, you know, I want you to be able to get updates, know what we're doing, know where we are. Like I said, I'm Candace Harper, lovecoach.com. My talent is conversation. My passion is personal growth. My purpose is to teach and inspire radical self-acceptance of myself and others so that we can all have our best possible love life. My guest tonight, who is becoming a regular guest, off and on, right? You're going to be here sometimes, sometimes not. Is the beautiful, wonderful, fabulous, talented Toby Blackwell.
Yay!
Yay!
Am I supposed to cheer for myself?
You can cheer for yourself. This is a place where we cheer for ourselves.
You know, people should cheer for themselves.
Hello.
If you are not going to cheer for you, who's going to cheer for you?
Exactly. It's all about self-love and self-acceptance, right? Relationship with self. What does RuPaul say?
If you can't love yourself, how you going to love somebody else? That's it. I don't know. I'm not RuPaul. How you love anybody else? If you can't love yourself, how you going to love anybody else? Can I get an amen over here? Let the music play. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
So my Toby is back, and we love it. Tonight, the whole show is all about. Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to do a couple of announcements.
A
A little business out of the way. First of all, we are in the iHeart Radio system. Woo! I feel like we need to celebrate.
Yes. We are high tech here. CGI and everything. Right? Yes, we
are in iHeart Radio now, so that means if you have an Alexa, you can find us. You can listen to past shows at any time. I think that we're also live. I'm not exactly sure about that, but all you have to do is go to iHeart.com and you can search the podcast, Ask for Candy, or look for Ask for Candy, and we will. I see all the hearts. Thank you, Bex. And you'll find us. And
yeah, just put in Ask for Candy, and we're finding out that we're going to be on some other platforms, or you'll be on some other platforms, and I'll be there.
Yeah, showing up.
And so we will announce those when we're official and we know how to get to them.
Yes.
But we get more news all the time. It's blowing up.
Right? It's blowing up.
People like candy.
Getting out there. Hello, honey. Who don't like some candy? It's sweetness. It's all about the sweetness. So now the other thing is that we have to give a shout out to the person who first brought us on with Armed Radio Global, the person who opened the doors for us and had us as guests, me and you together, put us together, was like, Candace and Toby would be perfect as guests together. And we had a great show. Yes. Maria Gentili.
Maria.
What's the story with Maria? Woo! Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, happy birthday, Maria. And her show's on tomorrow night.
Yes.
Her show's on Tuesday nights at the same time.
Tuesdays at 9 o'clock.
Tuesdays at 9.
Is Maria's show.
And she's a great show and talks to artists and people in New York. And we are excited. It's her birthday.
Yes.
She's awesome. She's been a mentor of mine for many years, and we love her.
Yeah, same here. Fantastic singer, fantastic musician, just an all-around really great lady. And it's her birthday, and we just wanted to shout her out and celebrate her a little bit. We love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. What this show is about, each week we have lively conversations about different topics relating to love and relationships. Sometimes we'll bring on special guests or games and activities, like my Toby here. Always we get a chance to laugh, cry, or just learn something new.
Yes. Right?
That's always good.
And to share our experiences that we've had, things we've learned, and to hear things that you have learned, and experiences you've had, and we're all giving each other sort of advice and some tips and things like that.
Absolutely. We're a community of love and sharing. So that is also why this is a conversation. So we're not here to tell you a bunch of rules or hand down, what was that book back in the 80s or 90s, The Rules, that was all about dating? I don't know the rules. Yeah, whatever. It was atrocious. We're not here to do that. What we want to do is just open up conversations, because we know that everyone has different needs. Everybody has different experiences and is coming from different places. So, there are certain standard ways of being that will help you have a workable love life. And then there's your own individual stuff. And we like to talk about our own individual stuff so that we can feel like we're supported and in a community, and, love solves everything.
And everybody's different.
Right? It's true. So to that end, we want you guys to participate. We want you to call in 1-800-504-5431. If you're on the Facebook Live, feel free to comment and participate in the game. And the game tonight. Okay, so if you're like me, you may have been a little cynical about the royal wedding. I was not feeling it. I was like, whatever, another royal wedding, another, whatever, pomp and circumstance, until I started watching it.
At that hour, you just randomly started watching TV at 2 in the morning?
Here's the thing. I didn't watch the original broadcast. I was like, I'm not going to be bothered. Of course, it replayed early in the morning and all of that stuff. I still was kind of like, whatever. And then I caught a clip on YouTube. And it totally sucked me in. I was so there for it. I loved everything about it. I loved everything about it, how beautiful of a bride that she was. I loved all of the pomp and circumstance. I loved the blending of cultures. I loved that she was allowed to, bring a lot of her Black American culture into the ceremony. I mean, to a limit, but there was a lot of that. I loved all the premium, U.S. celebrities and royalty that were there, like Oprah and Serena Williams, and it was fabulous. That was interesting how that happened. Yeah, so it got me to thinking, it's interesting because I was like, why are we so fascinated with this? Why do we get? Besides the fact that it is very much like the fairy tale, right? The young prince and the princess, and they're gorgeous and all of that stuff, and they're in love with each other. But also, one of the big things that really stood out for me is that it's this combination of love and money, right? Yeah, once you're in that family, you have responsibilities. You're gonna, be set for life, and but there's pros and cons to that. Yeah, but you'll never have to worry about the light bill, right? Or whether credit cards are paid or any of that stuff. So it's kind of like the dream of romantic love, to never have to worry about how your basic needs are going to be met, your basic physical needs, and just be in your. And that's not to say that they won't have any issues or anything like that. I was in London recently, and I must say that one major issue they do have is Buckingham Palace is kind of dirty. Is it? It needs a good washing. It was just not right. Yeah, I was so surprised. I was like, it's just kind of just gray, and there's something it needs a power wash. Yeah. So hopefully Princess Markle will get on that. Right. Because it was a little disappointing. She'll be like, y'all need to rinse this down. She needs to, yes. But the thing is, what did you go inside? Was there? You can't go inside. No. Inside? There's no inside. Everyone was no, it was far outside the gates, and even from that far away, I could tell it needed some washing. Really? And I was surprised because I knew they were going to be on the balcony and doing all that stuff today or the other day. So I was like, wow, they didn't get to the washing job. But can you imagine? And you get married, your biggest worry is my palace is dirty. But they don't worry about it. They don't worry about it enough, right? Her biggest worry is she's a great advocate for women and for many of the things. She's kind of in the mold of her mother-in-law in terms of issues and things like that. So that's pretty exciting. That's why I didn't watch it, but that's why I'm excited for her to be in the news and to have gotten this, to have this in her life, and to have her more in our lives.
Which is interesting because the English royalty is totally in our lives all the time, and it's not our country. We dumped their tea in the water a long time ago.
Yeah, it's
but
true.
We are really tied up with the British, and I think the whole world is, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's weird how they're like such a pop culture thing now.
Yeah.
As opposed to because they don't have any ruling power. They're just basically pop culture.
Yeah, a lot of it, and they are. I mean, Brexit. There's other like sort of political things, but I don't really understand.
I thought they're not involved in any of the political stuff though, because they don't.
Oh no, the royal family. Oh yeah, the royal family is just they're celebrities.
They're entertainment, right?
They're
yeah.
celebrities.
I mean, but it's fascinating. Whatever. Anyway, so it brought us over to this whole like love and money thing, and thinking about love and money and how that all works out. So we decided to invent a game.
We did.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the love or money game. I call it the love or money, the life game. So here's the thing we're going to do. And we want you guys to participate, especially those of you on the Facebook Live. Those of you who are listening live, you can always call in with your input and opinions and, whatever comes up for you, whatever you want to talk about around the game. Because, our games are also discussions. They're not just, we're not trying to just rush through and win. We're actually trying to learn something.
Winning is not everything.
Winning is not everything. It's,
It's the only thing.
It's the only thing. Unless it's about love or money, then you want to win all of it. So that's what this game is all about. Now, here's the way the game goes. We're going to, player one is going to give player two a scenario. And what we're going to do is just define what would be the love choice and what would be the money choice. And then once we have that defined, we have our two fancy bowls. We grab the money bowl. Look at, we're very high budget here at ASKFORCANDY.
The money is backwards.
Is it backwards?
Yeah.
Because you know what? I thought maybe it would do a mirror thing. Did it? No. I don't know how it's looking. Whatever. Because you know how sometimes when you film things, it like does a whole. Whatever. We don't care. We're very high budget here. So if you take the love choice, within each of these bowls are direct or indirect results that you get for you. It's like playing the game of life, right? So it may or may not have anything to do with the choice that you've made having to do with the scenario, but then this determines like what you choose is your outcome and you get a certain number of points. So by the end of the game, the idea is whoever has the most points has amassed the most love and abundance based on the choices that they made.
Okay.
Yeah. Or I would say love and money, but overall abundance based on the choices they made.
So I'm going to put on my glasses. It's time to play.
It's time to play.
Where are your love glasses?
Those of you listening, I need some love glasses. Toby has money glasses, honey. Why didn't you bring me some heart glasses?
I didn't have heart glasses just randomly sitting around my apartment. I did, however, have these, which is weird, I know, but just look with it.
You had those just sitting around?
Yes, I swear to God. I thought I had love ones too, but I didn't have lips.
You didn't go to the Dollar Tree?
Oh, no. I don't know. And these are like $5 Tree.
See, no endorsements, but Toby loves the Dollar Tree, and now I do too.
See, and that's great that we're talking about money, because if someone who wants to save money will go to Family Dollar, the Dollar Tree, those kind of stores, especially, and get that money, because some of that stuff is the exact same stuff that you pay 4 times as much on Amazon for and 10 times as much in a regular store. So
it's true, like all your plastics and your whatnots. It's true. All right, are you ready to play this game?
Yes.
So I think we should like randomly pick the scenarios. So we have this list of possible scenarios. We're going to randomly pick those, right?
Okay.
You want to go first? You want to be player one first?
I'll go first. I'll be player one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Randomly pick a scenario.
Here's the scenario.
Okay.
Your house burns to the ground.
Oof.
The only way to collect insurance is if it was an accident. Your teenage son confesses to you that he did it on purpose and made it look like an accident. His actions aren't covered by your policy. What do you do?
Oof.
Okay, so.
So here's the hard thing about this. Like, I think initially the love choice to me would be to be concerned with teaching him the lesson of being in integrity.
Right.
That would be the love choice. However, you also want to have a roof over his head.
Well, he will have a roof over his head. It's called the prison. And so he's an arsonist, basically.
He is an arsonist.
Yeah, he's an arsonist. So the love choice, I guess, if would be to turn him in because he really needs to get some help or something.
Yeah.
The money choice would be to not because you want some money.
Yeah, or you want to rebuild your house.
And you want the money for the house, yeah.
Like, especially if you have an entire family, like, it doesn't specify there, but if I have my spouse and my son, and if I have any other children, how do I rebuild my house?
Now, some people would say that the love choice would be to not turn him in as well.
To not turn him in?
Yeah, to show that you love him, but you don't want him to go to jail. So
yeah,
there's that as a love choice.
See, I think that's
too.
a codependent love choice.
So
because that's like an enabling.
So for some people, that seems like that you can get love and money with that choice. What do you choose to do?
So I would. It's hard. That's a hard one, because I do think that I wouldn't want to enable my child to be a criminal. I wouldn't want to like try to make up for him being a criminal. However, I would definitely want to rebuild a house. So I guess if I'm in a space of like having faith and all of that stuff, the choice that I'm going to make is my child's integrity. And without having been in that situation, I'm going to go for the love choice.
The love choice.
Let's go for the love choice, which is tough love. Tough love for my kid.
The tough love choice.
Yeah.
All right. So if you chose the love choice, those of you who chose the love choice, you would get. If you choose the love choice, then by doing this, about your struggle, you become internet famous and start sending endorsement deals, and you get plus 15 points.
That means I'll be able to rebuild my house.
Look at that. See what happens when you do both things.
And my arsonist kid goes to jail.
You're able to goes to jail. So that you both have homes.
Right. All right. So that's
that's
plus 15
That's plus
points
15 for you.
Yeah. All right.
And if you chose a love choice, you get plus 15 points.
Right. Yay.
How about you guys? What would you do in that situation? Would you turn the arsonist in?
The arsonist being your teenage son.
Or would you keep quiet and collect that insurance money?
Right, and get that house rebuilt.
It's a bit of a delay, so and then when we do the next question, we'll probably get the answers to this one.
We'll wait on you guys. I mean, I think the thing about it is that, most choices when it comes to love and money, most choices with money in particular, I think that basically people want to do the right thing, right? Like no one wants to do the untoward thing. They don't want to do something that they're guilty about, things like that. But, there's survival we have to consider,
right.
So that's what
that's right. That is true. And yeah, you have to have a house over your head. It's going to cost you tons of money, and you don't want to be an arsonist, but if you might not want to go to jail. It's kind of an interesting dilemma to be in.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's burning down a house. That's probably something you can't even take care of. Anyway, he needs some help. So.
And also, I think that we're just playing a game here, but I do think that and this is me being totally woo-woo, totally like spiritual girl. I do think by making the choice of integrity, then the rewards come. So that's why I was so excited that the result that I got was that I get to then be internet famous and sign endorsement deals and can then afford to build a new house.
That's one result of the thing.
That's one result of the thing.
For you, just think, for him, his life is now over.
Well,
and he's like, he's got a huge struggle. And you have money that goes to lawyers, that goes to other things too. That are not. This is like a game, so we're making everything cut, but there's that too. You're taking the integrity choice means other things as well. You could just be quiet and just take the money and go and deal with him on your own if you think.
But then you don't know if his behavior is going to escalate.
Right.
I think that his life might get more difficult, but it also might mean reformation.
Right.
And if you have a whole lot of money, you'll be able to get him good lawyers and doctors and yeah. I don't know, whatever.
So sometimes it's
a game of life, honey.
Yeah.
Love or money is a life game. Your turn.
Your turn.
All right. Random. Pick one. Okay. All right. So you're happily married, and your spouse makes double your salary over the years. Your spouse's salary stays the same, and yours grows exponentially.
Yes.
So now you make 5 times your spouse's salary, and your spouse becomes resentful. What do you do? Love choice or money choice?
All right. So
let's define them.
I think the love choice would be some sort of, working it out with them or including them and letting them know that they, that the money is our money and that making it somehow be not as important of an issue.
Okay.
And the money choice would be, why are you being resentful? I'm just going to go off and do this on my own. I make this much money. I can live this crazy, fabulous life, not being tied down by your low income. And I don't know what to do at the time. And,
Cocoa Island.
And go, because I'm like, now I'm making these, money moves. And so I am, I have the possibility of all these other people that are interested in me that are on my level of income, whatever, because I'm successful and you are not.
So the love choice is to actually have the conversation with them and try to get them enrolled in, like, this is our money, we share and really include them and be generous. I mean, obviously, if you're going to want to do fabulous things based on making 5 times more, you're going to have to be pretty generous, right? And then the money choice, you said, is to be like,
no,
I'm out.
There's just 2 ways. Either get the program and do, it is I have more money, so I get more stake, or I'm out.
Okay, so which one are you taking?
I'm going to take the love choice.
The love choice?
Yeah.
The love bowl, right? Okay.
What happens?
The love choice.
Yes.
You discover that your lover is actually amazing in bed, so you get 20 points.
Look at that!
Hey,
See?
you took the love choice.
And I wouldn't have had to discover that because I already know that. We're already married.
You're already married.
That's great.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you discover something new
Something
based
new.
on the
Maybe
money
they're just so
conversation.
happy. Yeah, maybe that's just like something that's been weighing. So this conversation about money is something that really weighs on relationships,
Yeah.
especially when the people there's such a disparity.
Yeah, but I also think you touched on something too, in that, you know, like the money itself is, if you're willing to have the conversation, you get to define with your partner what the money is. So, you know, whatever new things and new discoveries and however your relationship develops out of just being willing to have the conversation. A lot of times we have conflicts about money, or we have conflicts about the way we see things because of exactly what the scenario is. And we're not willing to just have the conversation,
Right.
You know, like, yes, the generosity of wanting to share if you want to share. And even if you don't want to share, it's being able to be vulnerable enough to say, you know, this is what I feel like is happening in our relationship. Can we talk about it? Can we figure it out?
But I mean, if you're married though, you're going to have to, share. That's what you decided to do. And if you decide that we put in, this amount together, and then, that's what that is. But, that becomes awkward. You want to do it without being awkward, and it can be awkward. But I think that generally when you go into it, you sort of say, well, we're married, there's different things that we're contributing. And maybe I don't contribute as much financially, but by the same time, I'm contributing. I'm your emotional support. You would never go to work. I'm from a military family. My mom sometimes worked, sometimes didn't. My dad was the main breadwinner, but she contributed a lot. He could not go out to sea and do his job if she wasn't, doing what she was doing, at home and what she was doing.
Yeah,
so, there are things that you contribute to a relationship that are not just financial. So when someone looks at their contribution purely in a financial standpoint, they're not looking at the whole relationship, and that could be a result of deeper issues.
I see Mary Beth and Nikki and Joe, my Joes, Joe Cangelosi and Joe Savino are here. I love it. Hi, you guys. Thank you. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Toby and I are playing a game, Love or Money, the life game, where we are giving each other scenarios and choosing whether we want to take the love choice or the money choice. And then we're getting from our love and money bowl our results that come from that. And we're learning a lot of things. And you guys are welcome to chime in with us about whether you would take the love choice or the money choice. It's not as easy. Lee says, well said, Toby.
Thank you.
The love or the money choice is not as easy as you would think it would be, because it's not just about having money or having love, right? As we've defined, as Toby so eloquently just defined. So we're going to keep pushing ahead, and hopefully those of you who have joined will also.
And next we have this.
Okay, hit me.
After years of loneliness, you meet an amazing person with whom you get to spend all of your free time. For 3 months, you experience absolute bliss. Suddenly, you get a notice in the mail that you are eligible for a Lonely People grant of $45 million. You can only collect it if you stay alone for 5 more years. What do you do?
Oof. All right, so 3 months. I think 3 months is enough time to kind of figure out if you really are attracted to someone. You might feel a love for them, an affinity for them.
You experience absolute bliss, according to this scenario.
Absolute bliss. Okay. I mean, you could be blissful with someone for 3 months, right? And I still... And here's the thing, because I have been in stages of my life where I understood loneliness, or long stretches where, I didn't understand what you do with aloneness, that aloneness doesn't have to mean loneliness. So this is not coming from a place of not understanding loneliness, and maybe I would have said something different back then, but who I am now, I would take the money. I would take the money. I would do 5 more years.
Lee says no dating at all. So that's what I.
Well, it says you have to be alone.
It says stay alone. But does that mean you can't talk to anybody, or does it mean you can't date, or can't what are the rules?
Well, I think you can make it whatever you want to make it mean. I mean, for me.
What is this? Well, you made up this contest. So what does this contest?
I know, right?
What does this grant mean? Does grant mean you can't date? No, not romantically. You can't have any friends.
I think that the grant means is that whatever you're defining as I'm living a lonely life. So for some people, it's dating is lonely. For some people, just staying by themselves in their apartment all the time is lonely. So for what I frame loneliness as, or what felt like loneliness to me, I would live through that for. So I didn't factor in the 5 years. I think I would. I would live through that for 5 years because of what it would afford me for my family and for after that 5 years.
What would that mean for you?
What do you mean?
Being alone, just staying alone for 5 years.
Well, I mean, for what I experienced it as is, being in a mental state of feeling like something was missing or like someone was missing or that I needed to have someone with me. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's what loneliness means. I don't think it has anything to do with whether you're in a relationship or not, because there's a lot of people who are married who feel very lonely. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's what a state of loneliness is. I think knowing what I know now, that's a hard one, because knowing what I know now, it's like I don't see myself feeling like being alone is lonely anymore. So if I got a loneliness grant and all I had to do was be alone for 5 years, I would do it. What does he say?
Lisa.
Being married was alone for me. See, yeah, I agree, Lee. I think that's true for a lot of people. Hi, Roberta. Roberta joined us. I think that's true for a lot of people because loneliness is a state of mind.
Now, keep in mind, now just before you were given this grant, you have even during that, you have 3 months of seeing how amazing an interaction with someone can be.
Yes, with a person that I was blissful with. Right?
Yes, so you have that, and then all of a sudden, right now, you get no more. And you
now, here's the thing about that.
You can do anything. It's just over.
Yeah, here's the thing about that. And maybe that's why I'm single now, but I do believe in the abundance of, like, I don't believe that there's only one soulmate. So I feel like you can have a great thing with someone and that there's other people that you can have that great thing with too. So in as much as, maybe back in the day when I was like so steeped in loneliness, and then if I had 3 great months with someone, I would think it was like the be all end all. But nowadays, who I am now, 3 great months with someone would be great, and that's fine, and I'm sure I'd have a great time, but I wouldn't trade $45 million for it. Yeah, but after I get that money, then I could build my wellness center for women. I could make sure that my family has everything that they need. All my nephews would have whatever they wanted and trust funds and things like that.
So but you'll be depressed.
Well, I would sacrifice that if it meant being able to do what I feel is my purpose.
For 5 years.
Yeah. If it meant fulfilling my purpose and being able to fulfill my purpose.
What happens in 5 years?
Sacrifice. But I've been through that. Like, I've been through it. So I'm not that afraid of it. I feel like if you've never been through it, or if it's something that you don't understand, I've been through it and been diagnosed with depression from it. So I know what it feels like. I know what it means to be doing it. But if I knew that there was going to be a $45 million reward at the end of it and how I could turn life around, I would do it. And we'll see. It's the money choice. It could end up.
So the money would be keeping you company. Or the idea of the money.
The idea of the money would be, what I could do with it.
That is great. So because of that, you use your money to buy a pharmaceutical company just before it got exposed for severe animal cruelty practices. Negative 25 points.
Are you keeping track? Well, there you have it. That's what I get for choosing money. And let me tell you, like in both of these bowls, there are both positive and negative outcomes for whatever you choose. So that's just
that's just right.
Yeah.
You chose a pharmaceutical company.
I bought a pharmaceutical company.
All right.
All right, your turn. Okay. You start a pet care business that becomes ultra lucrative and famous for selling super healthy pet products.
Yes.
A news story breaks that your new spouse once ran a slaughterhouse and you had no idea. Your PR department tells you that the only way to salvage your company's reputation and recoup any lost profits is by divorcing. What do you do?
So,
love or money?
I stay married, then I don't get any money.
Well, if you stay married, your company is just going to go down the toilet. Yeah.
If I don't stay married, then I keep my company that does that, and then no.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
I would have to.
The love choice would be to stay married, right? Is that what we're defining?
The love choice would be stay married. The financial choice would be get divorced and to see them on the side, which is what I would do.
You divorce them and see them on the side.
Yeah, and see them, and then later on down the road, once everyone's forgotten about it, you get remarried.
After it blows up.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
All right. So that's the money choice, right?
Is this money?
Huh? Is this money? That's money.
Okay.
All right.
The money choice. My money moves. And, so then I was single. A famous model I met at an event starts to stalk me and leaves threatening phone calls. Negative 15 points. Wow. so bad. It was a model.
How would you do it? You're still winning.
I'm still winning, of course. All right.
What about these guys? Angela, usually Angela participates in the game. What about you guys? What do you think about
There's
it?
one. You supported your partner through grad school, and now they've graduated and are working. But they still have the debt of student loans, so together they can't afford for you to take your turn at grad school. What do you do?
Okay. So the love choice would be to communication, of course, get back to like how we could possibly work it out and what we need to do, like timeline wise, and go ahead and make the compromise.
You stay in there, you contribute your money to his student loans, and then you postpone your grad school indefinitely until whenever.
Yeah, that's the love choice, right? And I guess that would also depend on like children and stuff like that. And
let's say that. And the money choice would be.
The money choice would be to
just go to grad school.
Well, figure it out on my own and kind of like go my own way with it.
Yeah, your extreme case would be.
Lee says help your love. Do you mean love? Help your love search for things like grants or fellowship. So we're saying that the money choice is to divorce or to like go like figure out
at least financially divorce. Yeah.
My own money solution.
Yeah, and
let him figure out his own money
yeah.
situation, paying off his own grad school. I mean, of course, it would depend on a lot of things. I mean, knowing how I have lived my life, being someone who has always been very independent, you know, as a single girl and even in relationships, which I don't know, that might be why I'm single. Lee says, develop a plan to pay the loans quickly. I like that, Lee. Like, I feel like that's the love choice. If we can team up, I think it would be really important. Like if we're teaming up on that delay, then I'm okay with that. Like if the idea is that, yes, we're delaying it, and the plan is to pay off his loans quickly and also be working on the pot to pay for me to go to. No. We're working as a team, then yes, that is the love choice. That's the one I would pick. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what comes from that outcome, from that result. You have 5 kids and they all go hungry. Minus 25 points. You should have studied more in that grad school. Minus 25 points. But see, but you should get plus 20 points because that means you had good sex. Right. We teamed up. We loved each other so hard. That we had 5 kids. That's really great. And they all went hungry. Sure. That's great. Should we do one more? I do want to get to this article about what was it? It was why you should never marry for money. I feel like that was some interesting stuff. I think you beat me on that. Oh yeah, Candace, you ended up with a negative. I ended up with a negative 35. And I ended up with a positive 25. Oh wow. Well, there you have it. There you have it. So we don't have to go either way with these results. I chose love and money, and both times I lost on it. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to send you the link for the article. I'm going to make sure that that's on the Facebook Live. Those of you who are listening in the garden, those of you who are on the TuneIn app, those of you at iHeart Radio, please be sure to just come by Facebook and check us out. You can come to my page, Candace Harper, or Candace Harper Love Coach, or Armed Radio Group News, and join that group, or the Creative Love Collective and join that group. I have a coaching program called The Secret Art of Seductive Singlehood that is for women from 35 to 55. If you want to rock your singlehood, develop a healthy relationship, know how to get into healthy relationships, that's what I teach all about. Creating abundance and love in your life. And here's the thing, the bottom line is that the reason you want to marry is because you have developed such a level of abundance. And I don't mean riches, like money riches, but such a level of abundance in your life that you're ready to overflow, right? It's not about looking for someone to give you what they can give you. And if you do pair with someone or partner with someone with the intention of getting something from them, you're going to struggle whether it's about love or money. It's all about what you can give. Do you agree with that? I do agree, yeah. So 101 ways to make your love and life sweeter. Here are today's 3 ways for the week. And Toby, you can add more if you have any. Number 1 is to find your purpose, because I do believe that being purposeful is how we attract other purposeful people. And that's how we get to be able to team up and have those great conversations about what we're going to do with our money and, you know, where we're going to live and how we're going to spend. And we get to develop trust because we get to have a common purpose, a common goal, a common vision. It doesn't have to be the exact same one. Your soulmate is just somebody who can recognize it, understand it, you can enroll them in it, and they'll support it, right? So the second one is to get your finances in order. Whatever you want to do this week to start kind of like getting that ball rolling, if it isn't rolling, or if you're not sure how to do it, that's definitely something that's been a challenge in my life, my whole adult life. And so, I'm working on it. Not actually that, let me not lie. When I was working a day job, I never thought about it. I just paid my bills. I went on about my business, and whatever I had extra, I just played with and went on vacation. And now, because I'm running my own business and building my own things, it's a struggle because no one teaches us these things. I don't think. Were your parents good about teaching about money?
Yeah, I mean they were pretty good. And then when I was in the military, we had a little bit of training on that too.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Good people.
So the last is ask the person you're dating about their dreams for the future, and so that you guys can just understand whether they even have a vision, if they have something that they're trying to create. And that dictates a lot of what you end up doing with your money, knowing that you have a vision or what you want to do either apart or together. And Toby, is there anything you want?
Going along with that, reveal your things to them too. Make it a conversation with them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to my college reunion this week. So one of my things is going to be don't compare yourself to other people.
Yes. Compare and despair, they call that. I love that. No comparing to other people.
Because no one else has these glasses, let's be honest.
Right? And the sign-up question is, how do I increase abundance in my life? Our Armed Radio Global people, I think they already went, but I turned down the computer, so I'm not sure. But I think that they already went. If you haven't gone yet, we love you, Armed Radio Global people. We love you, new iHeart Radio people. And our Facebook Live people, Lee, Scott Schultz, who just joined. We're just about to sign off. Hi, Scotty, Angela, Mary Beth, all of our people who joined in and been listening in. Thank you so much. You can email us anytime during the week. And if you leave questions, we will definitely answer them on air on the next podcast. AskForCandyPodcast@gmail.com. Is there anything you want to say to the people?
Have a great week.
Yes, we love you so much. Until next time, never forget that you are a love machine. If you ever start to feel like you aren't getting the love you need, just make more
candy
and ask for candy.
Ask for candy. Glasses.
Relax, Toby can fix it.
I'm just figuring out how to share this Facebook podcast.
Bye, you guys. Love you so much. Bye. Share.
Candy, I call my sugar.